And now we are live, a little bit through the second inning. Your VolState Lady Pioneers up 3-0 on the visiting Siliqui. As there was a delivery I missed. Looking at this. I have it set to streaming and start broadcast. Let's see on this. Yeah, it's up now. And bases are loaded. The Siliqui, although down 3-0, they are needing to respond desperately after the Lady Pioneers put on a good show in the first inning and went up 3-0. That walk has brought up Kenner Scott for the Southwest Tennessee Siliquis. Your pitcher for the VolState Lady Pioneers is there's the delivery, and that is going to be called a strike. Your pitcher for the VolState Lady Pioneers is Caitlin Davis. She has the most wins out of any VolState Lady Pioneer pitcher this season with 5. She's looking to get her 6th, and there is a called ball. 1-1's the count with 2 outs at the top of the second inning. And here's the delivery, and there's a swing and a miss. To give it the 1-2 count with 2 outs. Davis looking to go ahead and put this inning away to keep the lead intact, not allow any runs, keep this game in pure domination of the Lady Pioneers. There's a big old hit that is going out into right field, and that is going. Bounces inside of the fence, and then the ball's still good. It's going to be an inside the park home run, it appears, well, no, there's a player still in second place out there. And that immediately ties the game with 3. Wrong one. It hit the fence, and that ties it with 3. So, the Southwest Tennessee Siliquis got the response they needed to keep this game close and keep it winnable, as that brings up the top of the lineup again. Mandy Barrow back up. She grounded out in the first, and there is a strike to open up the count. And the second delivery is another strike. And here comes the pitch, and that is going to be a wide one for a ball. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Pioneers need to get it out here to end the inning to go ahead and stop what is seeming to be a comeback early on by the Siliqui. And that hit sailed out for a foul. 1-2 remains the count. Here comes the pitch. Another foul that soared over the net. Count remains 1-2. Here comes the pitch. Hit low. Diving play made by Corey Harris. But it still has runners on the corners. Still allows runners to get to the corners. And now the Syracuse bringing up Lauren Petty. She flew out in the first inning. And here's the delivery, and that is fouled. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch, and that is another foul ball. 0-2 is the count. And here's the delivery, and that is in play, and another run allowed, and the Syracuse take their first lead of the day. And they're having a discussion at the mound. And the Syracuse bring up Mariah Morgan. Who in the first inning grounded out. While they have a discussion, I was talking with Coach Lynn at the beginning, well, not the beginning, but before the game started, to discuss how the season has gone so far for the Lady Pioneers. I asked a question about pitching, and he brought up the fact that after losing a couple pitchers after last season, he has more depth at pitching this year for him to work with. Some freshmen, sophomores, and meeting is over. Here's the delivery, and that offering was immediately fouled. And there's the pitch, and that is going to be wide and left low for a ball. 1-1 is the count at the top of the second. There's the pitch. Hit deep back there and caught for the out. And that is it. That was deep into left field. And I believe that would be Katie Davis who made the play. And there was the big play she was wanting. I was asking her a question today before the game, and I asked her what is the best and worst part about being the outfield, and she said that the worst part is boredom because you have really good pitching and great teammates, but the best thing is the big plays and the exciting catches. And right there was one that was absolutely needed to end the flood of points that was coming from the Syracuse. Score as we head into the bottom of the second is Syracuse 4, your VolState Lady Pioneers 3. We will be back after the intermission. And we are back with the game. VolState Lady Pioneers taking on the Southwest Tennessee Siliquis. Lady Pioneers are at bat, and it's Erica Abbott up to bat. This is her first at bat of the game. That first pitch was a ball to start the count. Here's the second pitch, and that is also going to be no, that one's a strike. Count is 1-1. After that inning that the Siliquis had, the Pioneers, your Lady Pioneers, really need to get a response. Take back the lead. There's a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. This bottom of the second. There's the offering, and that is going to be a strike. 2-2 is the count. In a close game, it is good to still have your teammates cheer on to try to pump you up to get anything there. And the VolState bench is cheering on their teammate as a pitch sails for a foul. Count remains 2-2. And there's another pitch, and that one also sails over the bullpen for a foul ball. Count still 2-2. And there's the pitch and another ball there for a full count. No outs. Something's got to give here on this pitch. There's the pitch. Swing immediately into the ground, and that is going to be an out. That's going to be an out for Abbott. And this now brings up Corin Knapp. She plays third. There's the offering, and there's going to be a called strike. It's a cloudy day in Gallatin today. Hopefully, it doesn't rain on this game here. There's another pitch, and that goes straight into the dirt takes a hop, and that's over to first, and then another out. This is not what the Pioneers were hoping for when they came out for this inning. They were hoping to get back on top, but it seems they're hitting a little bit of a struggle here when it comes to the hitting this inning. They had a great stretch of hitting in the bottom of the first inning, and they're struggling now. And this brings back up the top of the rotation with Corey Harris. In the first, she got on base and had a great hit. That only led to a single. And she also did steal a base. There is 2 strikes now. So the count is 0-2-2. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the delivery, and that goes another bounce straight there, but that looks like it's going to end up being an error, possibly. Might have just taken a bad hop. I am no bookkeeper. I'll say it just took a bad bounce there. And that puts Harris on first and brings up Michaela Fuqua. Fuqua had a nice hit. It was also there's the delivery. And that's going to look like it's going to end up being called a strike. waiting for a signal from the umpire. Getting one. There's the strike signal. It's gonna be count of 1. 2 strikes. Nope. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Fuqua she had a stolen base in the bottom of the first as well. A lot of stolen bases are going to be needed. As when I was talking with Coach Lynn, he brought up the fact that there's not that much power on the Lady Pioneers softball this year. There's another pitch, and that one, Davis is trying to go steal another one. I mean, not Davis. Harris is trying to steal another base, and she does. Extending her lead on, oh, bad, trying to catch up on stolen bases. She had her 18th up there, and now she ties her teammate, or at least on paper, tied her teammate with 19. I believe we'll have another one. And 2 balls, now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Harris on second with a nice steal. And here's the pitch. And they are calling her out. And so the Pioneers will go back to fielding as we get to the top of the third after this. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network. Your score for the game. The Siliquis for your VolState Lady Pioneers, 3. As the Siliquis are batting, they have brought in, number 18, Malaya Prater, to start top of the third. That's going to be a called ball to start off the count. And there's another pitch there. And that is going to be another ball. Nope, they're calling that a strike. And there's the pitch, and that goes straight in the dirt, over to third base, sent all the way over to first for the out. Making the play at third was Corin Knapp, sending it over to Kirby at first for the out. And the Siliquis bring up Maddox McNatt, who then sends it foul immediately. Having a ball change here. Over there with the umpires. Here's the pitch. That is going to be low to the left. Going to be a ball. Count is 1-1 with an out. And there's a nice hit. Almost caught for the out, but it's going to allow Net to get there on first. Eric Abbott just wasn't tall enough to get that. Very close, very close. And then that brings up Jennifer Daly for the Siliquis. She's the designated player. And here's the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. Designated player for softball is like the same thing as a designated hitter for baseball, so all they will do is hit. And Davis with the delivery, that goes up the middle, and she's sending it right over to first for an out, but runner advances to second. So player on second. And then that brings up Ashley Aldridge. So 2 outs with Aldridge coming up. Runner on second. First offering was a ball. And here comes the second offering, and that is hit. Good play by Abbott, and that is the 3rd out for the inning. Abbott redeemed herself with the miss earlier, but she was able to handle that one, and that now will retire the side, and your VolState Lady Pioneers are searching to get back in the lead to keep this game in their dominance. You are listening to the VolState Sports Network. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network. Lady Pioneers coming out to bat. And this brings out number 2, Katie Davis. And there's a bunt by Davis, and she's using that speed to get all the way over to first base for the Pioneers to go ahead and get on base and take back the lead eventually. Looking good out there with that bunt. Just great form on the bunt and great speed. And there is another offering. Going to steal. She slides safe. Spectacular performance. Spectacular performance by Davis. Lost her helmet. And you can hear the Lady Pioneer bench cheering on their teammate. And a wayward pitch there almost took the head off of number 26, Leah Kirby. And there's another pitch there, and that is going to be ruled a ball. And another pitch, and that one is sent straight into the outfield on a bounce, and coming back home, Davis, Katie Davis. Spectacular performance there. Runner on first, and it's a tie ball game, 4-4. Davis went out there and said, I'm going to put this game on my shoulders. Had a bunt, used the speed to get all the way around, stole a base, and then ran all the way home off that single from Kirby. And now, Shelby Green comes up. Sun is starting to come out through the clouds out here in Gallatin. And there's the offering. Kirby looking to move. Green waiting for her pitch. And they're going to call that last offering a strike. The VolState bench is fired up, if you can hear them through the glass. And there is a foul tipped back. And there's another pitch, and that's going to be the first ball. And there's another offer, and going to be 2-2. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. And there is another offering, and it's going to be a called strike. Pierceau with Green going back. So first out of the day, first out of the inning, excuse me, and that brings up Bailey Osbrooks. Runner on first, Osbrook slams that ball over into center field. It takes a bounce, and it's going to be runners on first and second. Good job by Osbrooks there. And now that brings up Riley Lastenhauser. She's the designated player for your Ball State Lady Pioneers. And here comes the delivery, and that is knocked over towards first base, and First baseman can't handle it for the Siliqui, and all runners are running around. It's going to end up leaving. It's going to give up 2 runs. And it's going to have Lassenhauser over there on third base. Oh, never mind. I had that wrong. Lassenhauser only got to first. And it's runners on the corners. Didn't see her over there. Saw blue on third and immediately thought it was her. Alrighty. Now that brings up Erica Abbott, who immediately gets a ball called on the first offering. Pioneers retake the lead, though. That is excellent. Back where they should be, on top in softball. And there's a good hit by Abbott, and that rolls over into the field. It's still fair. And leaves runners on second and first. Meeting of the minds out there on the mound. Score 6-4. Your VolState Lady Pioneers are up on the Southwest Tennessee Siliquis. While we have the meeting of the minds, looks like we're also going to make a change on the mound, possibly. Right now they have Jennifer Daly warming up. She's a designated player, so I wonder who they will put in there for her to replace her. I do not believe that they can both bat and pitch. Runners on second and first. If you are just now joining us on the VolState Sports Network, I'm Sammy P, and your VolState Lady Pioneers are up 6-4 on the Siliquis. And we have made a pitching change. It is Jennifer Daly. I believe that is the double zeros. Yep. And coming to bat for your VolState Lady Pioneers is Corin Knapp. So we go runners on first and second. And here's the offering, and they are calling. I think that's going to be a ball there. Count right now is 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. And his delivery, and that is sent straight backwards for a foul ball. There's an offering and going for a bunt, and that is going to be a called strike. Count is 1-2 with 1 out. And here's the other offering, and that is going to be called a strike, which restarts the rotation and brings up Corey Harris, who started this off nicely. Had a steal early on, and then added another one. And there's the first offering, and that's going to be the ball one. At the bottom of the third. And here's another offering, and that is going to be called a strike. 1-1 is the count. And there's another offering, and that is sent foul. Almost took out a teammate. Teammate specifically was Michaela Fuqua. And there's the pitch, and that one is tipped. It goes into the ground, and that's going to be called, and that's going to be caught over at first base, 4 and out. Bottom of the third is over. Top of the fourth on the way. Your VolState Lady Pioneers are up by 2, 6-4 on the visiting Syracuse. You are listening to the VolState Sports Network. We will be back after this break. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network with your VolState Lady Pioneers up 6-4 on the visiting Syracuse. Blakeland Pitts is out for the Syracuse to bat, and there's the first offering, and it is called a ball. At the top of the fourth, we have a ball to start the count. Here's the second offering, and that is a swing and a miss for a strike. And if you're just now joining us in the previous inning, at the bottom of the third, the Bats made a nice return for the Pioneers, and there's an offering that is then tipped and sent back for another foul ball. But the Bats made a nice return for the Pioneers in the bottom of the third inning to bring them back on top. Here's the delivery, swing, and that is hit and caught for the first out of the inning. That is Katie Davis over on left field. She wanted the big plays. When I asked her some questions today, she was wanting some big plays. Well, she's making them. She's had 2 nice catches out there. And now the visiting Syracuse bring up Kenner Scott. And there's the offering, and that is going to be called a ball. Davis said that sometimes it's boring out in the outfield. Well, today I don't think it has been. There's another offering, and there is another not boring moment, but however, that is sent all the way for a home run. And that brings the Siliquis back within 1. And now that restarts the rotation. Mandy Barrow is out for the Siliquis to bat. And we started off with a ball for the visiting Siliquis on this count. And here's the pitch. And that is ball number 2 on this count. Sky is starting to clear up. Threat of rain I thought was going to happen earlier appears to be going away, and so we should be good whenever the second game of this doubleheader comes about, which that game will have no sound as there's a strike delivered by Davis. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and there's slapped is another foul ball that goes over the fencing, over the net, and out over left. Luckily, unlike the baseball field, there's no cars parked to the left side over here or the right side. All the cars are straightforward as there is a nice play sent over the first for the out. Play was made by the shortstop, Corey Harris. She has been spectacular today at making these plays. And that brings out Lauren Petty for the Siliquis. And, almost gets her head taken off there by a pitch. It's going to be the ball 1. And here comes the second offering. And that is a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on the bases. Siliquis want to get this game tied or get a lead. They don't want the Lady Pioneers bats catching fire and sending them packing early. And there's another ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And there's another swing and a miss. 2, 2, and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And there's another offering. Swing, hit. Oh, bobbled that. And that's going to allow them, it's going to allow Petty to get to first base. Which will bring up Mariah Morgan. Morgan now up, and VolState's fielding has been stellar, except for a few innings. And there's an immediate swing and a miss by Morgan. Davis checks her armband, looking for the pitch, and sends it, and that is going to be fouled. Sent deep into foul territory. Lady Pioneers are up 6-5. And can they go ahead and end the inning to increase their lead? Davis checking her armband. Here's the delivery, and that is going to be caught stealing, going down, being caught stealing. And so with that, the sides now change. Pioneers are up 6-5. You're listening to VolState Sports Network. We will be right back after the break. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network with Delhi still out there pitching for the Siliquis and Fuqua coming up at bat for the Lady Pioneers. Score is VolState Pioneers up 6-5. First delivery for the bottom of the fourth is a called strike. VolState is going to want to have another inning like they just had to hopefully go ahead and start to seal the deal. There is a swing and a tip foul. Makes the count 0-2. No outs just yet. And here's the offering, and that's a tip foul straight back. As the season goes on, the more games I call, I hope to interview some more of the players for every game so I can continue to get more things to talk about during the game. And there's an offering, and that is a called ball. Only for this week, I was only able to speak with. I was only able to speak with Corey Harris, Katie Davis, Bailey, and there's another delivery that is sent foul. Count remains 1-2 with no outs. As I was saying, oh yes, Bailey Osbrook, as well as another player I was able to interview before the game. Maddie Croxford was the last one I was able to interview. Had some questions for them relative to their position. There's another delivery that is sent foul. The frustration that must be building with Michaela, as she has sent a few things foul that honestly, if they were a little bit more that they were a little bit more in play, could have been over the fence for home runs. Count remains 1-2 with no outs. Here's another offering, and that is going to be called a strike. And she is out for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. And now that brings out Katie Davis. I was told by Katie she wants me to give a shout out to her parents, Tina and Brian Davis. Shout out to y'all too. Raising a great softball player here. And there is the offering, and that is strike one. And this is the second offering, and that is going to be a ball. Count is 1-1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Here's the offering, and that goes. I think that went low for a ball. And here's another offering, and that is sent. Good bounce, goes all the way out to the outfield, and Davis is able to get to first. Davis has seemingly gotten on base every single time, and watch out because she is one to steal bases. She's already stolen I believe she's stolen a couple already. I think she was the one that started that massive scoring stretch last inning. And now here's Lydia Kirby. And here comes the offering. She's going to attempt a bunt, and there goes Davis to steal another base. Davis advanced to second. It seems like that's always a play in the back of that they're going to be using. Which, Coach Lynn said it earlier, they're going to be using the speed to get runs. If you can't power hit, steal the bases. And here comes another offering, and that's going to be ball one. Count is 1-1-1. And there's another offering. A bunt is good. Goes down and going to be called out at first, but does advance Davis to third. With Shelby Green coming out. No balls, no strikes, no outs just yet. That's no balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here we go. And you can hear the bench hollering Shelby as she gets ready to face the first offering, and it is a ball. Shelby waiting on the second offering. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be called a strike to make it 1-1 with 2 outs. And that's going to be a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Also got a little bit of the catcher's mask there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Green sent that one into foul territory. And luckily, I believe she is that one got into foul territory. I don't think that would have been that great of a hit to go out on. I think that would have ended up in an out right there. Didn't have much distance right next to the third base. And here's the pitch. And that is an out to retire the side. And so as we reach the top of the 5th, you're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Your VolState Lady Pioneers up 6-5. We will be back after this intermission. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network. Your VolState Lady Pioneers are up 6-5 as we are in the top of the 5th inning. And there is a good hit out there by number 18 for the Siliqui, Prather. And it's immediately caught for the first out. I want to say that was Abbott again with a nice play. And that brings up McNatt for the Siliqui. And that is a solid hit, but flies foul. And it had the distance to actually clear over the fence if that just was a little bit more straight into play. But alas, it was not, and so it was foul. Katie Davis still pitching, searching for her 6th win of the year. And here's the pitch. And that goes straight into the dirt, and that is going to be your second out. Davis makes the grab and sends it over to first to Leighton Hauser, who is now at first for out number 2. No one has managed to get onto base yet this inning, as it brings up Jennifer Daly, who was pitching at the bottom of the 4th for the Siliqui. That offering is the first strike. So that answers my question: if a designated player could also pitch, and that goes foul. So yeah, with her hitting now again, that answers my question of if a designated player could both pitch and hit in the same game. Count is no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Katie Davis looking to end the inning, and that is sent right over to Abbott, who sends it to first for the 3rd out to end the top of the 5th inning and keep it with the Pioneers leading by 1, 6-5 over the Siliqui. You are listening to the VolState Sports Network. The sides are changing. We will be back after this break. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network. Bailey Osbrook up to bat for the Lady Pioneers. I don't know if I brought this up earlier. I interviewed some of the players before the start of the game. One of them was Bailey Osbrook. I asked her, is catching as bad as it actually, is playing catcher actually bad as people say it is? As there is a drive and it's missed, and Osbrook is able to round over to second. And she's trying, nope, she's appeared to go for third. Good fake out, goes back to second, and is safe at second base. And that brings up Riley Lattenhauser. But I was talking to Osbrook before the game started. I asked her a question. Is being a catcher as bad as people say it is over in the baseball world? Is it as bad in the softball world? And she answered, where's her answer? I wrote it down. And she says it depends on the game, because it depends on what you got to deal with. Sometimes you got to deal with the wild pitches, just, being crouched for the whole game as she comes off, and they are sending in a replacement runner. The replacement runner is number 3, Anna Harrison. Osbrook said that depending on the game, it can be good or hectic. Didn't really say bad. She also wanted me to shout out her 2 parents, Brittany and Jamie Osbrook. Shout out to her parents. And here's the delivery. And that is sent straight foul. Straight backwards and foul. The VolState bench is cheering on their teammates, and there's another delivery, swing and a miss, strike 2. And there's a delivery, and that is a good one, and it is looks like it might be an error, and they're trying to send it straight over to home. Harrison goes back, and you have runners at the corners now. With now Erica Abbott coming out at bat. Abbott has had great fielding ever since she had that one little ball she couldn't jump up to get. She was just a bit too short on the vertical there, but however, ever since then, she has had spectacular fielding and clutch moments for the Lady Pioneers to keep the score only within one and to hold the lead for the Pioneers. And here comes the offering. There's a bunt with no outs. Now bases are going to be, there's a mess up on the throw to third. Everybody's staying home, and everybody's staying at base, and that sends Harrison home. So you got runners on second and first, and Harrison went home. No outs yet at all for the Pioneers, up to 7-5 over the Siliqui. And we have a discussion on the mound. Corin Knapp is coming up to hit. With runners on second and first, Corin Knapp coming up, no outs. Deli looking at her armband. And here's the delivery, and that is going to be called a ball. Seems the defense has settled down a little bit since the discussion, because everything appeared to start to unravel for the Siliquis. And there's a tip ball foul for the Lady Pioneers. That makes the count 1-1. Runners still on second and first. And here comes the delivery, and that is going to be called another ball. 2-1 is the count with no outs for the Lady Pioneers. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Now, I am no softball or baseball genius, but I have always heard the same phrase used 1,000 times, searching for your pitch, as there is one tip foul by Corin. With no outs, now you've already gotten 2 strikes, but with no outs, Corin, if I was Corin, I wouldn't be afraid to look for the pitch I wanted to hit. But alas, I am no genius. And there is a called strike for the out. Which restarts the rotation and brings out Harris again. Harris has had a monstrous game, as you would say. It's felt like this entire game. Harris, Fuqua, Davis, and Osbrooks have been have been the driving force behind the machine that is the Lady Pioneers offense. As there is a called strike. And here's another delivery, and it that is going to be sent foul. Call is now no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Your score remains 7-5. Pioneers lead by 2. And here comes the delivery. And that is sent back foul. And the VolState bench is still cheering on their teammates out there. And there's the pitch, and that is hit well, but however, that's going to be an out at third when they're calling her safe. And so now, bases are loaded. Runners everywhere. And that brings out Michaela Fuqua. This is not the situation you want to be in at all if you are the visiting Siliqui. You got a dangerous hitter and dangerous runners. And the first offering goes, it's going to be a strike. Here comes the second offering, and it's going to be a called ball. Count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Good hit goes in the outfield. And runners are coming home. That's going to send 2 runners home. And you're going to have a little game of hot potato in between first and second, but a runner will get to second. And so that is 2 runs, making it 9-5, 2 outs, and a runner on second base. And it's Fuqua on second base with Katie Davis coming out. Lady Pioneers are looking to go ahead and put this game away. As said earlier, the second game of this doubleheader will not have audio. I am needed elsewhere today, and there's the first offering, and it is tipped back foul for a strike. Tipped back foul for a foul ball, which is marked as a strike. And the VolState bench is fired up. There's another offering, and that is going to be called another strike. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Up 4 now is your VolState Lady Pioneers. 9-5. It's like that Dolly Parton song, 9-5. And it appears the Lady Pioneers are working over the Siliqui. And there's a nice hit out to deep right field, and that is taking a bounce to the warning track. Fuqua crosses home plate, and Davis is going all the way to third. She's going to hold up at third. Another run, 10-5. Great play right there. The speed is on display today. And that brings up Lydia Kirby, excuse me, not Linda Kirby, Lydia. Can she get Davis home? Make it 11-5. The VolState Lady Pioneer bench is still cheering on their teammates as the first offering is a called ball. Here's the delivery, and that is good hit. Takes a bounce. Davis goes home. And Kirby remains at first base. And so it is now 11-5. Shelby Green coming up to bat. 11-5. Pioneers are looking to go ahead and put the game away. Up by 6. 11-5. Talk about domination. This is one of the best programs for softball in the division, in the state. I'd even say the nation, as a ball is called for the first offering. And there is a ball tipped foul, straight backing up. Coach Lynn said this would be a different look for the Lady Pioneers softball. To me, it looks different, but it's putting out similar results. It's putting out numbers on the scoreboard as there's a deep hit to left field, and that goes deep left, all the way back there. Who's coming around to home plate? And it's number 26 comes around to home plate. That would be Kirby. Kirby is at home, and that is now 12-5. Runner on second base. And there's another meeting happening at the mound with Osbrooks coming in to bat. This first game, after the bats went cold a couple innings, bats come out on fire for this inning. 6 runs in 1 inning. They put up their entire amount of runs up to that point in the game in 1 inning. This is VolState softball, as there's another pitching change. It is number 18. Prather is pitching. She is now warming up for the Siliqui. They are hoping to do anything to stop this run the Lady Pioneers are on. I don't have any stats on the Siliquis, as I spent all day getting stats for the Lady Pioneers. And getting questions so I could ask the questions to the players, which I hope to ask more questions to the rest of the team as the season goes on, to have more talking points, and so other people can, hear some of the players' thoughts of the game they play. Osbrooks out to bat. Prather on the mound for the Siliqui. Will this be the change that stops the run? Runner on second base. That is going to be a called ball. And the called strike there. Swing and a miss by Oshbrooks. Count is 1-2 with 2 outs. Your VolState Lady Pioneers are up 12-5. Here's the offering. That's going to be a ball. 2-2 is the count. As the VolState bench has yet to cool off in energy, they remain cheering on their teammates, as that is going to give us a full count, 3-2 with 2 outs. Something has to give here on this pitch. Something has to give here on this offer. Whatever you want to call it. A pitch, an offer, a toss, as I've heard called before. There is the offering, and that is a big old hit right there. It's flying into the outfield, and it's caught for the out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will retire the side. Your VolState Lady Pioneers are up 12-5. Back in absolute domination of this game. Can they hold on to it? We will see as we start the top of the 6th. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. And we are back for the top of the 6th. There's the offering by the Pioneers. Ashley Aldridge is out there for the Siliqui, as the first offering is a strike. Your VolState Lady Pioneers, if you are just joining us in this game that was close early on, but now looks to be well in the hands of the Lady Pioneers, 12-5. As there is a foul that is sent straight back behind us over towards the fire hall. Hope nobody got hit by that. Count is 0-2 with no outs. Here's the offering that is sent up into the right field. Deep and caught for an out. An amazing play by Michaela Fuqua. I think that's the first time we have called her for fielding today. However, the rest of her game has been spent, I would just call it a demoralization of the Siliqui's defense with good hits, good steals, and perfect timing on just being clutch. Blanken Pitts is out there. And the first offer is a strike. Here's the second offer, and that is going to be a called ball. And here's the pitch, and going to be another ball. There's the pitch, and that's going to be ruled ball number 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a not commit on a swing, but committing enough to where it's called a strike. Full count, 3-2, 1 out. Here's the offering swing, and it's fouled. Goes over and towards the fire hall. Katie Davis is still pitching for your VolState Lady Pioneers, and here's the offering, sent straight down the middle, called out! And now walking up is number 24, Kenner Scott for the Siliquees. Davis looking at the armband, and the first offering is sent through for a ball. Here's the second offering, and that is going to be another ball. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the third offering, and that is going to be called a strike. And here's another offering, and it's going to be called ball 3. Your count, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That sun is shining down now on the softball field in Gallatin, and that is ball 4 and a walk. And with that, that restarts the rotation with Barrow coming out to bat. And here's the pitch. And they're going to call that one a strike down the middle. Another offering, and that's going to be low for a ball. Count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's another offering. That's going to be another ball. Same exact spot as last time. And there's another offering that's going to be sent foul for a strike. That will be 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Davis checking the armband and sends it. And that is going to be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Something's got to give here. Go ahead and retire the side, Davis. Go ahead and send them on. There was the offering, and it's sent foul, flying all over the ground into foul territory and deep back. A lot of velocity off that hit as we have a ball change coming up. And here's another offering, and that is tipped low down to third, sent over to home, and I think they're going to say that. What is the call here? Was she safe? I think they're saying she's safe. So, that is going to have runners on second and first with 2 outs. And now, that brings up Lauren Petty of the Siliquis. And here's the first offering, and that is tipped up into center field and dive! Almost a diving catch made by the center fielder, who has now put on sunglasses. That would be Shelby Green, and that is the out that retires the side. No score for the Siliqui at the top of the 6th, but overall the score remains 5-12 with your VolState Lady Pioneers in the lead by 7. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. And we are back on the VolState Sports Network. The score, your VolState Lady Pioneers up 12-5 against the Siliquis with Lattenhauser out to bat. Prather remains as pitcher for the Siliquis. The VolState bench is hyped up. We're at the bottom of the 6th. And immediate offer was fouled. I do not see the hypeness of the VolState bench going away anytime soon, especially up this big. And here's the second offering, and that is going to be called Strike. Count is no balls, 2 strikes, no outs. And here's the pitch, and that is going to be tipped and sent foul. I will do my MVP of game 1 at the end of the game. And again, game 2 will not have audio as there is a pitch that is going to be a ball. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Pierce Prather is trying to get her to chase that to the outside. And Lassenhauser calls for a minute and steps back as Prather looks at her armband for the pitch. And she sends it, and it's sent into deep center field. That is hitting the net and gone home run! 13-5. Astounding job by the Lady Pioneers on that celebration. And that will end the game. Teams are lining up to shake hands. What a way to go out on a walk-off home run. My player of the game should be absolutely, well, it might come as a shock to some. It was pretty close between a lot of players. But when it matters in the clutchness, I'm going to give my player of the game to Erica Abbott for the clutch plays she had towards the end of the game to keep the score where it was. And that will conclude Game 1. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Second game, I forgot what time the second game starts. It's supposed to be at 3, but because it'll be a little bit. 3:30. So game 2 will start at 3:30 now. You are listening to the VolState Sports Network. Come back for game 2. As a reminder, game 2 will have no audio.